Hi friends, welcome to Beautifully Bookish Bethany. Today is the start of my January vlog style book haul where I open packages of books and show you books as I acquire them throughout the month. I do have 3 packages that I need to open today, but first we're going to talk about my TBR stats. I am planning to do the Read What You Own challenge yet again for 2024. As I try to read down my own TBR. Heads up that my main focus for this is trying to read down my physical TBR. I'm a little less concerned about digital things since they don't take up so much space. So ebooks and audiobooks, I will tell you the numbers, but it's not really what we're looking at. I'm going to tell you my numbers as of January 1st, 2024, and then at the end of the month I will come back here to revisit how we did. Were we able to read down those books? How many books came in? I'm really hoping that January will be a good month for reading down these numbers a little bit, but let's see where we're starting for the new year. As of January 1st, my owned audiobook TBR is 187 audiobooks. I have 65 ebooks and 455 physical books. Last year I was able to read down my physical TBR a decent amount, but I'm hoping to make even more progress this year, so we'll track that throughout the year and see how it goes. I will revisit those numbers at the end of the month. With that said, let's go ahead and open up some packages. I've got one book that I purchased because it was on sale. I have a Pango Books order that I bought with store credit, and then I have this package, which is, I am not sure what this is. It's from I don't know, either a PR company or a literary agency. I'm not sure, honestly. So let's find out what this is. Is it something I was expecting? I don't know. All right. Oh, okay. I did know I was getting this. This is actually really exciting. So the author of this book actually reached out to me and it sounded amazing. She was gonna have her agent send me a copy when they were available. This is Spin of Fate by A.A. Vora. It comes out in May and it is a debut YA fantasy novel. She sent me a link to read the first few chapters of the book and they were really good. I was very intrigued, so I was like, yes, please send me the rest. I wanna read it. This has been pitched as an Ember in the Ashes meets Avatar: The Last Airbender, a propulsive, not to be missed high fantasy debut inspired by Indian philosophy. It's really interesting. It's got this world where the magic system is inspired by Turonic law, a force that segregates people into upper and lower realms. And we have somebody who has been pushed into a higher realm, but she wants to get back to her mother in the lower realm. And it's really interesting in the first few chapters. I'm super excited. It is a multi-POV book. And based on what I read so far, the writing seems really good. I'm excited to continue on with the series. So thank you so much to the author for sending me a copy. So if you're looking for some diverse YA fantasy to pick up by an international author, definitely recommend checking out Spin of Fate, coming out in May. Next, let's open this package. There was a book on my wish list that was on sale for like $4 and I couldn't resist, so I went ahead and ordered it. This is Blessed by Maggie Blackbird, the first book in the Matawappit family series. You might remember a few years ago, me and Michelle from Thor Wants Another Letter and some other people did the Indigenous Romance Read-Along where we read romance novels by Indigenous authors. There's a lot more of them out now than there used to be, but we read one of the books in this series, and this is the first one. It is a male-male romance by an Ojibwe author, and we really liked the one we read, so I had been wanting to continue on at some point, and this was super on sale, so I picked up a copy for my shelves. Lastly, we have a book that I ordered from Pango Books. I think they repurposed an Amazon package. I had credit from selling books that I used to get this, but it's a book I'm excited to read. I've heard really good things about it from people like Audrey at Perpetual Pages and some other people. All right, here we go. Ooh! Oh, and it's signed. Cool. This is Chain Gang All-Stars by Nana Kwame Adjei-Brenyah. I have been wanting to read this. I guess it's like loosely speculative, more literary fiction, explosive, hotly anticipated debut novel from the author of Friday Black about 2 women gladiators fighting for their freedom within a depraved private prison system not so far removed from America's own. So yeah, I've been really interested in picking this up, and I like, this was a really good deal. Oh my gosh, and look at that, it's signed. That's super cool. So yay. Adding that to the TBR as well. I'm back. I've got a couple packages to open. I've got to say though, it's already like January 22nd, so I feel like this might be the shortest book haul video that I've done in a while, but that's okay. First, this one opened a little bit in transit, but it is an order from Pango Books that I used credit for. Jeez, at least they put it in a bag, so hopefully it didn't get damaged. All right, cool. This is Battle Magic by Tamara Pierce. This was a library copy. I might see if I can get the plastic off. Otherwise it looks like it's in pretty good condition, actually. This is the final book, I think, in the Circle of Magic universe, and at some point I want to go back and read the 3 full-length novels that follow the 2 quartets that we read last year. So I now have this. It's out of print like the entire series is, unfortunately, but yeah. I don't know if I ever actually read this one. I think this is the one that I had not read previously, so at some point I would like to read that, but got it pretty inexpensive used on Pango. Then I also have a pre-order from Barnes & Noble, and this is a book I have already read because I got the audiobook from Nick Ellie. So, this is Midnight Ruin by Katie Robert, although I did get the special edition, which I think has bonus content. I don't know if it's like an extra chapter. Oh yeah, ooh, a sneak peek. That's fun. Okay, anyway, I'll have to check that out. But yeah, this is, I think, book like 6 or something in the Dark Olympus series. Okay. I feel like at this point in the series, I am so invested in the macro plot, and that was what I loved most about this book. The romance is fine. Like, I think it's... I think some people are going to be really into the romance. It was fine for me. Like, some things that are not totally my jam, but fine. But I love seeing where the macro plot is going with the politics. There are some big reveals that we get in this book, which was very exciting. This one is a polyamorous triad with Eurydice, her best friend Sharon, I feel like I say his name wrong, and her ex, Orpheus, who has a lot to make up for. So this book has, I mean, I feel like a lot of the books in the series have some like kinkier stuff in it. This one has some power play dynamics with like shame and groveling and stuff. I think it works for the characters fine, not like, it was fine. I did like it by the end. I feel like they work fairly well together, but really at this point I'm here for the macro plot. So I still did give this book 4 stars. Not my favorite of the romances in the series. I didn't dislike it, but like it was fine. But macro plot, man, I'm so invested to see what's gonna happen, and it was fun. So those are the 2 books that have come in. I don't think this is going to be a super long video, although actually probably what I'm going to do is take you along to a couple of events that I have coming up before the end of the month, which are pretty exciting. One of them though is at the very end of the month, so I might need to put this video up a little late if I'm going to do it, but I think I'm going to do that. So in a couple days I have a book swap and shop event that I'm co-hosting in Brooklyn at Plus Brooklyn, which is this really amazing plus size consignment and vintage store. So they were willing to partner with me, and we're doing a free event where people can bring books to swap out and shop, and we're gonna have snacks. So that's gonna be really fun. I'm excited for that. So I'll take you along with me, show you what books I bring and what I might bring home with me. And then I couldn't resist because my local Barnes & Noble is doing a midnight release party for the next Sarah J Maas book. So I'm going to that as well. And I think she lives in New York now, so wouldn't it be wild if she actually showed up to the event? I don't know that that's gonna happen, but it would be very exciting if it did. So House of Flame and Shadow, I think, is the next one. So stay tuned. I will take you along with me to events. It'll make this video a little more interesting, but I don't have a lot of books coming in this month. That's not, I'm not mad about it. I can read down my TBR a little bit. Come with me to the book swap and shop event that I co-hosted with the Boutique Plus Brooklyn. Their store is super adorable. I brought these 2 books and I brought bookmarks to give away. I love this place. It's all plus size, consignment resale and vintage. I wore a pretty and comfy Jessica K dress for the event, which was fun. And we got ready. I did some shopping before everyone came. I did go home with that first dress. We had drinks. We had snacks, everybody came with some great books to trade, and we had good conversation. It was just a really fun, successful night, and I would love to do it again in the future. And here's what I came home with. Hello, so I'm here to officially show you, even though you might have seen the clip, the 2 books that I picked up during the book swap, which was so much fun. Huge thanks to Plus Brooklyn for hosting. We had a blast and a really good turnout, especially for a rainy night, and a lot of great book options. So I brought 2 books to pass along to new homes, and the 2 I came back with were Norse Mythology by Neil Gaiman. This was exciting because it's been one on my pick up at some point list for quite some time. I like Neil Gaiman's writing, and this is one I'm interested in reading at some point. And then a book by a person who I follow on TikTok. I didn't know she had written a book, but I love her. She's great. So this is The Not So Subtle Art of Being a Fat Girl by Tess Holliday. She is a plus size model and advocate for fat rights and body neutrality, and talks about eating disorders in plus size bodies. I just think she's wonderful, and I didn't know she wrote a book. So yeah, very excited to pick up her memoir, and I got that there. Lastly, sometimes people leave books in the lobby of our building that they don't want anymore, and imagine my surprise when I saw a book that I really enjoyed last year and don't own a copy of. So I was like, yeah, I'll take it. This is Rouge by Mona Awad. It's in really good condition. I thoroughly enjoyed this. It's kind of a weird horror novel. What to say? I feel like I've talked about this so much lately because it was on my best horror list of the year, but it's kind of this weird fever dream almost sort of horror story that I don't want to spoil it, but dealing with interesting themes of grieving the loss of a parent who had been abusive, and dealing with internalized racism and colorism, and yeah, there's a lot going on here, but I really liked it, so I got a copy for free from the building, which was pretty exciting. I know I have a couple of packages on their way to me, so I will probably show those to you, but I am pretty proud. I have not bought very many books this month. It's been a very low purchase month for me, and I am not mad about it, but I will be back when I've got more to share. I'm back, and we actually have 3 packages to open. I think I know what 2 of these are. I'm not sure what the other one is, so I guess we'll see. This, I think, is from an author who reached out to me about a book that she has coming out that sounded interesting. So, ooh, cool. This looks great. Okay, hold on. Finally went to check my P.O. box today. Here we go. Oh, it's pretty. Okay. This is a follower, I guess. Has her debut novel coming out and asked if she could send me a copy, and I was like, yeah, this sounds great. The Longest Autumn by Amy Avery. This is a beautiful cover. Under the right circumstances, would even a god fall? Tyrna is one of 4 humans rigorously selected to usher the turn of the seasons into the mortal world. Every year, she escorts the taciturn god Autumn between the godly and human realms. Autumn's seasonal stay among mortals brings cooler weather, changing leaves, and the harvest of apples and gourds until winter takes his place. This year, the enchanted mirror that separates their worlds shatters after Tyrna and Autumn pass through, trapping both of them in the human realm. As the endless autumn stretches on, crops begin to fail and the threat of starvation looms. Away from the magic of the god's home, Tyrna suffers debilitating headaches that return with a vengeance. Worse, Autumn's extended stay in the human realm turns him ever more mortal and vulnerable, stirring a new forbidden attraction in Tyrna. Cool. So it sounds really interesting. It's a fantasy novel drawing on mythology. Thank you so much to Amy Avery for sending me a copy, and go check it out. I think it's out fairly soon. Then we have a package, I think from Penguin Teen. I know I had a book coming from them that I'm excited about. Is this what I'm thinking? Oh, this is exciting. Actually, I forgot. They were sending me 2 books. Okay, so this is not the one I was thinking of, but this is also very exciting. This is a finished copy of a book that I read and loved, The Invocations by Crystal Sutherland. This was so good. I had an advance copy of it. It's like a witchy fantasy horror mystery blend with a serial killer mystery, and it's got a sapphic element to it. This was so good and so twisty. Yay! Thank you so much to Penguin Teen for the finished copy. I'm very excited about that. I did pass on my ARC copy to somebody who I knew would be excited to have it, so Yay, finished copy. Thank you, Penguin. Lastly, I've got a package from Macmillan. I am not sure what this is. It's not what their usual packages look like, so let's find out. So I don't know if this is from Tor or a different imprint at Macmillan. I am not sure what this is, so let's see. It's entirely possible this is something I know about, but I'm just not sure. Oh, there we go. Oh! Oh, yes! Yay! I did know I was getting this. I forgot this was about to come out, but I didn't know I was getting a whole package. Oh, yay! This is so exciting. Okay, so it is the Atlas Complex by Olivia Blake, and they sent me this really cool pin too. Oh, that's really pretty. That's very exciting. So this is the finale to the trilogy. I loved the Atlas 6. I liked the Atlas Paradox, but I am very interested to see what happens in the final book. So thank you so much to Tor for sending me the book and the pin. Amazing. I will be reading this. Hello, welcome to the last clip of this month's video. It is in fact the 31st, so it is genuinely the last clip. I have 2 packages from publishers to open, and I have some other books to share with you. So we'll start with this. I did go to the midnight release party at Barnes & Noble Union Square for House of Flame and Shadow by Sarah J Maas, book 3. So we have this. I also have a pre-order coming, but I'm going to return it since I already have my copy. I am also doing a spoilery reading vlog for it. I think I might make a spoiler-free version as well though, because I have a lot of thoughts on it. So far I'm loving it. I'm a third of the way in. I would say I think this is the strongest book, but it's gonna be a long video, the spoilery one. So I think I'm gonna probably make a couple different versions. But I have this, and I had so much fun at the party. Sarah showed up at the end for just like 10 minutes or so for the countdown, gave a little speech. I'll put like a clip and a couple photos in here. 4, 3, 2, 1. I did cosplay as Bryce Quinlan, which was really fun, the main character from, one of the main characters from the series. But I'm gonna save the majority of the footage for the vlog specifically. But I did get this, and it is the Barnes & Noble exclusive edition. All the different editions have different bonus chapters, which I think they really should make them available more widely. It is a chunker, and I'm having a blast. So very pleased to have that. And then, this is also going in the vlog, I did footage of this. The next day, Sarah was going around to different bookstores in the city signing books that were selling out very, very quickly. So I was like, well, if there's one that's not too far, maybe I'll try to go to one. So I ended up getting to one, and I picked up some signed books. And these are not getting added to the TBR because I have already read all of them, but I got a couple of things. The first is and I'm kind of kicking myself for it now, I originally did have the hardcover copies of the ACOTAR series, but I did not keep them because I read them before a cross-country move and I got rid of a lot of books ahead of that, and now I wish that I had, but I've been meaning to rebuy them, so I got the paperbacks and they are all signed, which is kind of cool. Because I do want to do a reread of the series at some point, and I need books for that. So this had been on my to-buy list at some point anyway, and I thought, you know what? She did some signed books. I also got some for a friend who was like, get me a couple, so I got her a couple. And then I couldn't resist. I got Heir of Fire in the new pretty hardcovers for the Throne of Glass series. I really like this series, and I like these new covers. I am not a huge fan of these covers, but I like these covers, and it would be fun to have these eventually. I don't know that I need all of them, but I did get one. So a very like heavy Sarah J Maas haul, but I've read all 4 of the signed books, and I'm currently reading House of Flame and Shadows. That'll be read soon too. So a lot of books that are not adding to the TBR. Then we have a package from Penguin Random House. I'm pretty sure I know what this is. Penguin Teen was gonna send me a book. This is the other one I knew they were sending, I think. Let's see if I'm right about what this is. Yay! Okay, yes. Oh, it's smaller than the other ones. All right, this is The Cursed Rose by Leslie Vedder, the final book. Is it the final book? I don't actually know if it's the final book, but the first book was The Bone Spindle. Yes, Conclusion. Okay, Conclusion the conclusion to the Bone Spindle series, which I've really enjoyed. This is sort of like Indiana Jones meets a gender-flipped Sleeping Beauty retelling with queer characters and friendships, and I really have enjoyed it. So thank you to Penguin Teen for book 3. I'm excited to see how it finishes up, so I'm going to be reading that one really soon. And then we have a package from Macmillan. I suspect this is probably from Tor, so let's see what they sent me. Oh yay! Okay, and this is another one that I have read, but they sent me a finished copy for my shelves. I'm so excited. This is The Imposition of Unnecessary Obstacles by Malka Older. It is the second book in the Mossy and Pleedy series. It's like a queer gaslight sci-fi mystery that's very Holmesian. They have kind of a Holmes and Watson vibe going with a sapphic romance, and it's set on a colony on Jupiter. The world building is really cool. She's got a really interesting writing style that I don't think is everyone's cup of tea, but I really enjoy it. So thank you so much to Tor for sending me a finished copy. That is awesome. Okay, you know what? I feel really good about this with how many books I just got. We have 1 added to the TBR because everything else is still in progress. So I feel pretty good about that. So I've actually done a pretty good job this month with, no, I forgot. I did buy one other book. Hold up. Okay, so in my quest to see if I could find signed Sarah J. Maas books, I did go to the Strand and they didn't have them, but I did buy a book there. So sometimes you can find on the shelves good quality used books that are half price. And I found one that I think I'm gonna put on a TBR for next year. So I'm very excited. This is Thrawn Ascendancy Chaos Rising by Timothy Zahn. So I read Thrawn, the newer one that he did, and really enjoyed it and want more. And I had so much fun in 2023. I did a Star Wars TBR. I didn't do it for 2024 because I'm working on some other things like finishing series, but I would like to put together another Star Wars TBR for 2025. So I think this is gonna go on it. And it's, you know, used in good condition, and it was only $14.50. So I feel like that's pretty good. Okay, so we're adding a couple books to the TBR there. Not too shabby. Okay, so let me see what my numbers are if I take those into account, but I think I did a pretty good job this month in terms of trying to make progress on my owned TBR. Hold on a second. Goodreads wants to update. So I had a pretty great month in terms of reading down my TBR. So let's see what my progress was in all 3 categories. And I went down in all 3 categories. I'm very proud of myself for this. I think I did really good. So at the beginning of the year, which is also the beginning of the month, I had 187 books on my owned audio TBR. I currently have 183, which is down 4 from the beginning of the month. On my ebook TBR, I had 65. I now have 64, which is down 1. Go me, I don't read those down very often. And my physical TBR went from 455 to 449, and that is taking these 2 books into account. So that is down 6 from the beginning of the month / year. So feeling really good about that progress. And I'm hoping that that continues. I don't know. I mean, I feel like January was a little bit of a lower book income. Like there were fewer books coming in, but I am also just trying to purchase less, not just to spend less money. I mean, that's part of it on books, although I did just buy all of the Sarah J. Maas books, but I've been meaning to buy them for a while, so it's fine. But yeah, just like be more intentional about what I'm buying, although some stuff just comes in because I'm getting sent it, which is exciting. But yeah, so far so good. And that wraps up the month. So talk to me in the comments down below. Let me know any of your thoughts or feelings on anything I talked about in this video. And for your question of the day, let me know how your first month of the year went. Did you tackle any projects starting the new year you'd been meaning to in terms of reading? What are you thinking your year might look like? I had a really fun month and a great end to the month, which I think was good. Talk to me in the comments down below. If you like this video, it always helps if you give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want to see more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.